to this episode of the Arctic Dungeon Master. For this video, I'm going to do a very quick and simple video where I'm just talking to you. It's been a long week. One could even say that it started last Saturday when I had my monthly D&D game that I run for the campaign, The Secrets of Greenwold. And those events I have partook is what has kind of inspired me to do this video. It's also in part of a response of Professor Dungeon Master released a video about how to run large campaigns, and I hadn't seen it yet when it got uploaded, and I responded to the Facebook group. Awesome, I'm so excited. Something along that lines. This is the video that I've been waiting for. I know I definitely said that because sometimes I can run a game that is containing 10 different people. So I really needed to watch that, I felt. And people were kind of intrigued and jealous, and it was just like, whoa, slow down. I might have 10 people at my game, but I've only been doing this for 6 months. So that kind of inspired me to be like, I should make a video to tell you that you should absolutely allow new people to join your campaign. And I got a few reasons. And I'm also just spiffing here. Just totally going random. Now, one of the reasons I have for this, and one of the reasons why my group can grow up to 10 people, depending on what's going on with other people's lives, is we're all adults in my game. I take that back. We started out as all adults that live in Alaska. The majority of us have kids. All of us have lives. So not everyone can make it to each session, and that is fine. Another thing is, what else are you going to do sometimes in the winter in Alaska? D&D sounds like a perfect way to spend an afternoon, and that is something that we do. We do start at 1, and the game can last till 7, 8 o'clock. We have been kind of going till like 6, 7 recently, but that's just because I'm getting a better feel of how to control and move things. And lately, a lot of things have been really combat based. So I kind of just stack the campaign, kind of boom, 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 fight, kind of like a dungeon crawl. I'm a huge fan of dungeon crawls. Being a DM, I love dungeon crawls. Dungeon crawls are my go-to way to do things. When I'm playing D&D with my kids, dungeon crawl, just boom, 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 boom. Now, like I said, this started out with just adults. And at the height, I've got to say that it was like 8 adults, 2 NPCs played by me, and there were 2 kids. And by 2 kids, I mean 2 16-year-old boys. Who, by the way, if you're looking for something fun or just add a little bit of flair, adding a 16-year-old or 2 is the way to go. They do not think through their actions, and it makes things a wee bit more interesting. Trust me on that one. Alright, so trying to figure out how to say this nicely. My campaign has changed and evolved each time I let new people in. And it seems like each campaign session, the past 2 times, more people have been added. when we were wrapping up the City on Fire session, the second part, I allowed another 16-year-old in to the group. And he was a friend of another couple that plays, and my wife knew his mom. So, and I had played Magic the Gathering with the kids, so he seems like he would fit in really great. It was just, hey, come try this game, see if you like it. He loved it. He had a fantastic time. There was another 16-year-old boy who was a rogue as well. They were both rogues. Must be a 16-year-old boy thing. And they had a blast. The two kicked it off together. They kept doing crazy things. And like I said, adds a little bit of spice to the game. Having 16-year-old boys. Having a new person does change things a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting. The game kind of expands and takes new breath. And that's the great thing about adding new people. And following that was another campaign session a month later. I had came across a guy in a Facebook group who had been looking to join a game in Fairbanks, Alaska. Boom. I am that guy to say, yeah, come join my game. And so he waited, and you know what's sad is that he had to wait almost a whole month to join the session. But he was a great addition. Not only did he join, I had a brother-in-law who had came back, or who had came to visit while he returned my daughter, oldest daughter, which kind of explains why it's been a long week since she's returned. She's getting used to being back at home and being in a routine. Another cat thing. Anyhow, so he was here during the game session. It was like, hey, do you want to play? He played an NPC. He didn't have to create a new character. He played Findazzle. If you are playing Secrets of Greenwold yourself from Dungeon in a Box, the Findazzle in my group is still alive, so he played that one. I don't know about you, but in my world, Findazzle is a level 5, now a level 6 with everyone else, and he's pretty magical. I don't know what he's like in your world, if he's went on or if he's dead, because there are plenty of opportunities for him to die. Anyhow, going back to having 2 new players, my brother-in-law, who by the way was 17, I think he played a little bit better than the other 16-year-old, mainly because I'm gonna have to take that back. He wasn't doing as crazy things, and he wasn't trying to emulate, but he played Fireball like right off the bat, kind of. And whenever I play Findazzle, even though Findazzle is very new to having Fireball, it's not something that I use unless it's right at the end. And yeah, so he used Fireball like as soon as the party got overswarmed, within, I want to say during the second encounter. Yeah, it was the second encounter. As soon as there became attack from the front and attack from the back, boom, he instantly went to Fireball. Which is something typically I would have done. Nor do I think I would have done it then. I think I would have waited. But that's how he played the game. Totally brewed new life into Findazzle. Changed the way Findazzle did things. And yeah. And then the new guy brought in dual class to the game. No one else in my game was a dual class. And I allowed it mainly because he wanted to be like a sniper-esque character, and I was feeling generous to see how it would go, and boom, he was pretty cool. He was a cool guy, he was chill, he brought pulled pork, which, by the way, my games always have food. A lot of food, mainly because we take hours to play. So bring pulled pork. If you're a new guy or a new girl, I'm not going to be sexist. I got girls that play too. Anyhow, if you're new to a D&D session, bring food. Hands down. Anyhow, he was cool. He got along really great with everyone. He played classic D&D, like version 2 and version 3. So playing 5e was something he had not done. He fit right in, and he was totally cool. His character totally fit in exactly where it was supposed to. I really, really enjoyed being able to allow the new people to come into the game. And even though the game, we've lost some characters, you know, the game expands. That's just how it goes. Will I have 10 people in my session next time? I don't know. Will I grow to being 15 people? I hope not. It takes a long time to get around the table. But I am very much glad to have new people, to have the ability to have people come in and out of the game. Will my brother-in-law play another D&D game? Maybe not with the Secrets of Greenwold, but, you know, if he's ever here again and he wants to play, I'd more than welcome throw him at the table. Maybe he can video in and play Fandazzle. That'd be cool. Yeah, so I got a big D&D table. Don't be afraid to have new people join your game. Totally is worth it. I think that the positives outweigh the negatives in adding new people. Now, if you're not comfortable with having 10 people, that's cool. But you should be willing to let new people join your game. If they think it sounds interesting or if they want to play, do it. I think it's worth it. Majority of my character or players are all new. There's only 3 guys who have played D&D before. One of them is the new guy, and he had not played 5e yet, so he claims he's new, but he still knows all the old school stuff. And then the other guy has a kid, and he's missed a session or 2, and the other one has missed. He's been in and out, which is cool. I'm totally fine with that. My takeaway today is let new people join your game. It's totally worth it. Completely worth it. Let me know what you think in the comments. No one has a wrong opinion here. Every DM does their own thing, which is cool. That's what makes Dungeons and Dragons worth it. You know, ironically, the beginning, like session, like versions 1, 2, and 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were for groups of 10 people. 5e is more for 3 or 4 people. So, yeah. Shoot a comment. Let me know what you think. If you liked this video, subscribe, share it with your friends. Totally subscribe and like this channel. Be cool. I will see you guys next time.